If you're wondering what you can do to save your schools, my next guest, well, she has plenty of ideas. Meg Kilgannon rejoined the FRC team last month as the Senior Fellow for Education Studies. Before this year, she was the director of the Office of Faith and Opportunity Initiatives in the Donald Trump's Education Department, where she led the effort to stop the school's dangerous indoctrination from the left. Her passion is transforming our schools through grassroots activism, and she joins us now to explain how more Americans can join the fight. Meg, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Tony. It's so great to be back here at Family Research Council.
Well, we're glad to have you back, and you're equipped with even more knowledge than you had before, being behind the curtain in the Department of Education. Let's talk about the tools, resources that are available to parents and how parents can make a difference. And they don't even have to have kids in the public schools. All of us have a stake in what is coming out of our public school system.
That is so true, Tony. People, a lot of times when they're getting ready to buy a home, they want to buy in the best school district because home values are based on school performance, because that makes a community desirable. And we all, never mind the wonderful children who are given over to our care as a society, we all have a stake in strong schools in our country. So there are lots of resources on our website at frc.org and prayvotestand.org. We have the resource that you mentioned we talked about with Adam before. We're going to be having our school board boot camp next Tuesday, June 29th, from 12:30 to 4:30 p.m. And we're going to bring together local school board members who are going to tell you exactly what it's like to serve on a school board and to run for school board and explain why they got active in their local communities. Then we're going to have some issue experts on critical race theory, on LGBT issues, and on school discipline, so that people can have an understanding of the sort of things that they'll be facing if they decide to run for office and serve on a school board. And then we're going to have the Leadership Institute partner with us to tell everyone how exactly do you run a campaign for school board. And then at the end, we're saving the best for last, in my opinion, we will have activists who are active in their communities. They're running parent organizations, they're running political action committees, they are funding candidates who are running for office, and these people mean business. So we are really, really excited to bring this event to the world, to the United States, so that people can get involved and run for office.
Yeah, the response to this, we just announced it this week, and the response has been overwhelming. So folks, you can go to prayvotestand.org, information about the school board boot camp, which, as Meg said, Tuesday, June the 29th, 12:30 Eastern Time to 4:30 p.m. Need to register, so go to the website, follow the links over, and register for that. You know, Meg, having been in public office, having run for office, a school board race is actually not that difficult. And that's what we're designing here is a boot camp in which not only will you get the information on the issues, which many of these parents already have them, but they'll be better equipped to talk about them, but then the very practical fundamentals of how you put together a campaign, which, quite frankly, is not that difficult if you have some help.
Right. One little tip that a friend of mine told me, we were trying to run a candidate in our own county, and she pulled out this envelope that she had saved of every piece of campaign literature that had come to her house, those little one-sheet flyers that you get in the mail. And because we were going to have to design a mailer for our candidate and a door hanger for our candidate, and we didn't have any money for a fancy firm to do that, but we looked at those other materials that other candidates had developed, and we, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. We took what we liked from the best ones and left the rest and created a pretty good product. So there are lots of little tips like that we'll be able to share at the boot camp. The school board races tend not to be very expensive to run. People don't usually do a lot of media buys, but I'm really hoping that folks on our side will see the value in running really strong campaigns and maybe doing a little investment in school board races so that we can take these seats and run the schools.
And not to get ahead of ourselves on this, but there is also discussion about, okay, there's really not any conservative resource tanks out there for school board members. And so for those that maybe think, all right, what's going to happen once I get elected? There is kind of a community that's beginning to take shape of conservatives who are involved in this. So I think we're going to see this emerging group of conservatives that are going to be able to share information across, jurisdictions, states across the country over best practices when it comes to serving on these school boards.
Absolutely. We're calling that our school board brain trust. And I have a little list of people so far. It's about 30 people long right now, but I know that it will grow to be hundreds of people who have served or are serving, and they are very willing to talk to people who are considering running or people who are serving in another state, for example. There is an educational industrial complex, and they have a playbook that's pretty standard in terms of the issues that they're advancing. And while they may be active on a particular issue at a particular time in one area, they'll eventually get around to your little town. And so being able to talk to somebody who's already fought that battle and hearing what they did right, hearing what they wish they'd done better, that's an invaluable resource that we can help people. We can put people in touch with the people they need to be in touch with in order to really be effective in running our school system.
Well, Meg, it's great to have you back on board here at the Family Research Council, and thanks for joining us for Pray Vote Stand tonight.
Thank you so much, Tony.
And folks, I want to encourage you, prayerfully consider what the Lord might have you to do. And if you're even just thinking about it, maybe you don't have clarity, but you're thinking about it, sign up for the boot camp. Tuesday, June the 29th from 12:30 to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And see what's out there, see what's available, and know that you're not alone. But it is time for all of us to do something.